On the same day that we saw Zeekr's sales show us the fastest growing EV company in the world by a huge margin, Zeekr also revealed the new Zeekr Zero. Well, actually, no, it's not a Zero. It's called the Zeekr X. Unlike all of Zeekr's other models, it doesn't have a 00 at the front. It's just the X. And this car will be coming to Australia, to Thailand, to many other car markets worldwide. In fact, 50 different countries by the end of this year. Now, unfortunately, probably about the only country that it won't be coming to, at least not this year, is the United States. And that sucks for you guys because this thing is incredibly impressive. I've driven one. I have a review on this car, but I have not driven this slightly updated new version. And the new version, guys, is unreal. The good news is we'll be getting the new version here in Australia, and all you guys in your other global markets, you'll be getting it as well. So here are the differences between the new and the old. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to see you. Now, I'll get straight into this. The new version. Motors are the same. Battery pack sizes are the same as the previous version. It has a 68 kilowatt hour battery pack, and it's an NMC battery. So it's a traditional lithium battery, which is fine. It gets plenty of range. It's about 425 kilometers of range for the dual motor version. The long range version gets around about 450 kilometers of range. It's more than enough range, 150 kilowatt charging speed. All those things are the same. The updates that we've seen, they're pretty minor, but they're actually pretty significant. Now, there's been some over-the-air updates. Now, Zeekr, unlike Mercedes-Benz and Volkswagen and all these legacy automakers, they actually do real over-the-air updates, which I think BYD do now as well, which is nice. So a lot of these Chinese companies now are doing real over-the-air updates. So they say they do over-the-air, and it means, yeah, you can just plug your car in at home or basically have your Wi-Fi turn on at home and it'll do an update, a software update. Unfortunately, we see these recalls. We saw a recent recall from Mercedes-Benz saying there's a software change. But to get that software fixed, you've got to take your car to a dealership. Sounds super premium and luxurious to me. Yeah, not. Anyhow, the price in China, $27,500 US for the cheapest version. It's not one of the cheaper cars in China in this segment. There's cars that are this size that are much, much cheaper, but they are nowhere near as luxurious and they don't sell as well. So people are willing to pay a bit more for a car that is considered to be luxurious. And this car certainly is. Some of the features in this car, well, some of the features we're not going to get in Australia. We will be getting some of the cool features, but a couple of them we won't be. Now, there's two features one that we won't be, which I really liked when I tested this car. That is the ability for the large media screen. It's about 14 inches or 15 inches. It can actually move to being in the middle of the car. So normally, the media screen's right in the middle. It can move over to being right in front of the passenger. So the passenger can watch movies and that kind of thing. That's a really cool feature. It just sort of slides across the dashboard. Unfortunately, I don't think that's coming to Australia because of our regular design rules and blah, 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 blah. But there is some effort to get the other cool feature in this car, which is in the central, the little box between the two drivers in the front. It's actually quite large in this car. I think it's 7 liters in size. And you can get that as a fridge and a heater. And so it can basically work as a fridge or a heater. That will be something that apparently we've been working on getting that feature for Australia, but certain regulations are going to make it tricky. So we'll wait and see if that comes. Now, probably the biggest change that I can tell to this car is it now comes in a 4-seat option, meaning the rear seats are more like bucket type seats. 4 seats, so 2 seats in the back, 2 seats in the front. That's an option now. In addition to that, there's some safety features and updates. So it's safer than the previous version. Now, if you're wondering what the size is, it's 4,450 millimeters long. So about 20 centimeters longer than its Volvo EX30 sister, which is made on the same production line. The EX30 is smaller and just has a few less features. In addition to that, the wheelbase is 2,750 millimeters. Now, the facelift model, pretty similar style to the previous model. Only a mild kind of change that is really not that noticeable. Colors are orange, beige, green, grey, purple, silver, and white. The car has 19-inch rims as standard. And it does actually come without door handles in China. It has like a digital button. You press it and the doors open automatically. I love that feature. That I don't believe that feature is coming to global car markets though, at least not yet. Now the 2025 Zeekr X has Zeekr's advanced driving system, which has 5 cameras, 5mm wave radars, and 12 ultrasonic radars. It has adaptive cruise control, lane change assist, automatic parking assist, remote smart parking assist, forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, blind spot warning, door opening warning, traffic sign recognition, and front rear cross traffic alert. But guys, my favorite feature of this car, and there's very few manufacturers in the world that currently do this, and that is it has sentry mode. Yeah, it does. I mean, is there anyone else doing this other than Tesla? I don't think so. I've made several videos on blah, 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 me going on about Tesla sentry mode because it saved this person from getting their car scratched after in a crash. Sentry mode proved that it wasn't the Tesla driver's fault. Sentry mode is one of the best things ever. I love it. And apparently this has sentry mode. That's cool. Now the cockpit, as you can see, has a flat bottom, double spoke, multi-function steering wheel. And when I drove it, to be honest, I didn't even think about the steering wheel because it was just right. Now, the times when you think about the steering wheel are when they're too big or too small or that it feels weird. Anyway, steering wheel was nice. It has an 8.8-inch rectangular instrument panel, a slidable 14.6-inch central control screen that can move 353 millimeters from the middle position to the co-pilot position or the passenger position. One of the other cool features, guys, that I love in this vehicle, it has a 24-inch heads-up display. And that heads-up display has been changed significantly to now, I believe it has 3D mapping and some other cool features. Anyway, there is also a magic center console. The center console is huge. It has all these different spaces, storage spaces. It has a 7-liter storage space. It has 50-watt mobile phone wireless fast charging, and it has a new update to its operating system. It's using a 5.2. And in addition, it has HMI 3.0 interactive system featuring green wave control. I'm not sure what that means, but anyway, traffic light countdown, a heads-up display map, and 3D immersive navigation map. So basically, when you're driving, you don't have to look over at the screen. Very common, most cars, right? You're trying to navigate, you got to look over at the screen, and you're kind of looking off the road, and then, oh, where am I going? You don't need to do that. The heads-up display has an immersive map, and it shows you exactly where to go. And you can just keep on looking forward. Now the 4D Cloud Zero Gravity seats support 3-speed ventilation, heating, 22-way electric adjustment, and default lying angle of 28 degrees. Basically these super premium luxury seats that you would see in like business class, actually nicer than business class. But you got to pay extra for those seats. So those zero gravity seats are amazing. I saw them in China. But yeah, that's probably not something most people would option because they're quite pricey. Anyhow, it has, as I mentioned before, a 5.7-liter vehicle refrigerator, which operates as a kind of a heater as well. It operates between a temperature of minus 15 degrees up to 50 degrees Celsius. So that would keep your food really warm or really cold, actually frozen or really, really warm. It has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8155 chip. And it has 13 Yamaha speakers and Face ID recognition. So in theory, I believe you can just walk up to the car, it recognizes who you are, and you don't have to actually lock it or unlock it. Now, getting back to those motors, the model that I drive goes, I haven't driven the rear-wheel drive version. I've only driven the all-wheel drive version. It has 315 kilowatt, that's 422 horsepower. Peak torque is 543 newton meters. It does 0 to 100 in 3.7 seconds. It's just insanely fast. And honestly, it felt faster than that to me. This single motor version has 200 kilowatt, that's 343 newton meters, and it has a 0 to 100 time of 5.8 seconds. So both models are obviously really fast. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? The new version obviously has had some pretty significant software updates. Fortunately, we'll be getting a new version. It's apparently coming to Australia in either October or November, possibly October. Fingers crossed. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.